registration of the co-ops. Insurance Commission will now promote the project among the HMOs to include home health care as part of its package of benefits. And, ito importante, the LGUs, di ba? Sila mag-identify ng barangays who are in need of healthcare services. And, sila magbabayad. Di ba? Si Mayor, si Barangay Captain, di ba? Yan. Si Governor, para sa cooperatives on a per visit basis. Okay. How do we do this? Step 1, nagawa na natin. We have convened the stakeholders. Okay? Para ma-define natin, sino ba ang magbabayad and who would be the beneficiaries. Policy harmonization and action planning workshop, nagawa na namin yan. Actually, I have already pilot launched the project in Davao City, Region 11, last month. Okay? And the next step now is to organize the unemployed nurses into home health care cooperatives per province. Okay? So that we will provide them the grant, okay? For 5 cooperatives in pilot regions. So 5 muna yung startup namin. So the available funds now is 2.5 million pesos. And we will launch the project this month. Nakita nyo, nakauna na kayo. Ila-launch pa lang namin at ipakita ko na sa inyo. And then, we will deploy the nurses to barangays with some serious public health issues. Depende sa data ng DOH and LGU. The target is 1 nurse per month per barangay, and nurse shall serve as the health educator and healthcare provider at the same time. They will be compensated either by a local government unit, the sponsor organization, which should not be less than 1,000 per visit. So pagka ganyan, medyo maganda-ganda na ang sitwasyon ng ating entrepreneurial nurse or entrepreneurs. Okay? Tama-tama. Nagtatapos ako kung magtatimba rin. Okay. So, to recap, you will see that your government is trying to modify, improve, alter upon the existing systems right now so that we can innovate and provide employment, especially for young, aggressive, very competent people like you, because you are the promise of our future, di ba? Sa inyo kami tumitingin eh. You could be the next Secretary of Health, could be coming from this batch, di ba? The BON or the Board of Nursing or the PRC Commissioner or Chairman might be coming from this batch in the future, for all you know, di ba? So, sa ngayon pa lang, I'm trying to introduce this to you so that it will tickle your imagination. And then you can think of new projects maybe that you can suggest that would create or invent employment or services. You know, I was in Saudi Arabia just last week. And among the new innovations that I have already agreed upon with the Minister of Health of Saudi Arabia is on the employment of nurses to the Ministry of Health of Saudi, and that's about 5,000 to 10,000 every year. Okay, instead of doing the adaptation training in Saudi Arabia, which is a period of 6 months, I have convinced them as a way of giving back to bring to the Philippines the adaptation training, which means that the nurses who have been accepted by the Ministry of Health of Saudi to work in Saudi Arabia will now be trained in the Philippines. We will simulate the actual workplace. We will simulate the critical care units here in the Philippines. And what it means is, they will be bringing now the equipment to the Philippines. Right? And I am identifying now the centers. Okay ba na yan? The centers of excellence in the Philippines, especially the good hospitals, where I would be bringing the latest equipment where I will simulate the actual modern workplace of a nurse. Okay? And then before that, and then the cost, and then I will bring them back to the Philippines, start the program, and let the government of Saudi Arabia pay for the training here in the Philippines. And you won't believe it, beautiful ladies and young gentlemen. I was able to convince the Health Minister of Saudi Arabia in less than 1 hour. Because it so happens that the Minister of Health is one of the top 5 surgeons in Saudi Arabia who just separated the conjoined twins at the head sa Jeddah. Siya pala nag-opera nun. 17 hours na ginawa. Okay? So, nagkaintindihan kagad kami, and he agreed. Sabi niya, alright, let's do a pilot class. You let me know. So, dadalhin ko na yung deans ngayon ng 10 best nursing schools in the Philippines to Saudi Arabia before the month ends. And we will see this program develop maybe in 45 to 60 days. Okay? So, this is the future for you. Okay? I would also like you to know that I have finalized the agreement with the Southern Australian government. No? And in that agreement that I will soon sign in a matter of 3 to 4 months, part of that would be the employment of nurses in Southern Australia. Okay? Saan ba ang Southern Australia? Brisbane, Adelaide. Okay? So doon tayo papunta ngayon. No? For an employment that would give you a wage of anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 Australian dollars a year. Okay? So that translates to about 150,000 pesos a month. So not bad for a salary of a nurse. Okay? So ito yung future na dine-develop natin. What we are doing in the government is to lay out the carpet of protection for professionals like nurses who choose to work abroad. We do not force anyone to be employed abroad. We want you to make the intelligent option. We want you to make the decision so that if you do, we will make sure that this government protects you beyond its territorial boundaries. That is my role in the Department of Labor and Employment, to engage foreign governments and sign up bilateral agreements so that we agree that in case you decide to go there, you will be protected by their laws and part of our laws as well. Okay? And most importantly, we want to agree on a return migration program, which means that after so many years that you may want to come back to the Philippines with newly acquired experience and qualification that you may want to bring back to the Philippines, we will have a reception program for you to return. Okay? So yun ang ginagawa namin ngayon dito sa Dole. We call it the reintegration program, which means we bring you back to where you come from. And we will be doing that with nurses who have stayed for over 30 years in Belgium and in Austria. Because between those two countries, we have more or less 8,000 to 10,000 nurses who have reached senior status and are now senior citizens. Okay? Yun yung para sa atin, dumidiskwento ng 20% sa medical grant. Yun ang definition. Right? So, ito ang isang programa ginagawa namin ngayon, pati yung replacement and reintegration program for those who have reached senior status abroad so that we can maintain our presence. Alam nyo kasi, ang Filipino nurse makes a big difference from all other nationalities. Pagka pumasok ang Filipino nurse sa bedside, nakangiti. You won't find that from an American, from an Australian, from a Canadian, from Pakistani, or a Sri Lankan nurse. Sila nakasimangot. Diba? But with the Filipino nurse, pumapasok sa iyo pala nakangiti, gagaling ka na. Diba? They take your temperature, they take your blood pressure, pagkatapos ang aalis na. Ang Filipino nurse, kahawakan ka pa sa noo, titingnan sa liit kung talaga may fever ka. You don't find that kind of a personalized approach, diba? Or care from other nationalities. That is only innate to a Filipino nurse. Okay? So be proud of that because it's part of our culture, it's part of our upbringing here in the Philippines, and it's something that you can be proud of once you travel and work abroad. So sa inyong lahat, ang kinabukasan ng ating bayan, I can only wish you good luck. Sana lahat pumasa kayo sa board exam. Isang ano lang, isang pasada lang, di ba? And sana makapasok din sa nurse program and perhaps you will be the beneficiaries of the nurse, the entrepreneurs program, and maybe you will be the successful nurses, the successful CIs later on dito sa mga ibang eskwelahan natin dito. Or maybe I will see you somewhere in some hospital in Vienna, Austria, or in Brussels, Belgium. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
Picture man lang.
May we please give him another round of applause for a very we have acquired a very vital information about the Entrepreneurs Project. And sir, we have prepared an intermission number. Okay.
So for those students na may questions, we can ask and raise their hand.
So one of the clinical staff. I'm just wondering, sir, is there any age limit in program
Sa ngayon, no, we have not thought of that issue yet, no? Because when I developed this program, I was thinking of the new graduates of the NARS, those who completed the NARS and ARS program, so that they have another level to move on for employment purposes. However, it does not prevent any of the practicing nurses right now, clinical instructors for that matter, to join the nurse program. So long as you are able, and so long as you can still practice the profession and be a registered and licensed nurse with the PRC, I think you can still participate. It's open for participation. Mas maganda nga ho yung talagang may experience na para magkaroon ng tiwala yung pasyente. Diba? Kasi kung medyo bagong graduate na nurse yung dadalhin natin doon, baka sabihin ng pasyente pagkamali ho, ibibigay ng gamot sa kanya. Diba?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
From the students.
Good afternoon, sir. Ano ko lang po is about po dun sa 500,000 po na allotment money. If ever po na you will be given that money to us, and then we can make a healthcare center or something. My question is, ano po? Kami po ba ang magiging owner or magiging employee lang po ng doon po?
Kayo ay magiging owners ng cooperatives because we will not be providing the money to the individuals. We will provide the funds to the registered cooperatives. Under the system of cooperativism, you own one share each of the cooperative. So if there's 500 of you who are members of the co-op, tigwa one share kayo, so you have equal ownership. Diba? So nobody can claim single ownership of the grant that we will be providing because it is for the collective organization.
Thank you po.
Gentlemen, from two sections, we have questions to our guest speaker this afternoon.
Sir, about the licensing of ever nurses who opt to put up a clinic, counterpart of doctors. When are we supposed to ask for remuneration every time they will be consulting us? Just like in the States, wherein they have this home care program where visiting nurses. Do we have it right now in the Philippines? If none yet, how's the possibility? And that is my first question. My second question, sir, how long will this project of yours exist, since I was made to understand that this is a project of the president? What if he is no longer the president? Who will take over the project? Thank you, sir.
Very good question. Well, firstly, we deal with the organization first, with the organizational dynamics, and then later on we will settle the issue of the infrastructure. Which means that if you are a group of nurses and there is a form of cooperatives, then we provide the funds to you. The funds could be in the form of operating capital, or it can be put in the form of fixed assets, okay? Or we call it non-movable assets, which could be your clinic. So the clinic can be licensed as an ordinary lying-in clinic with so many nurses to be recognized by the DOH, and to be recognized by PhilHealth so that you can bid these services to the PhilHealth, or for that matter, even the HMOs, the health maintenance organization, or the LGUs. So that is the infrastructure side of it. But what is important is what is the legal and juridical personality, and that is a cooperative. Okay? So, nasa sa inyo na ho yun. If you want to use the funds to buy a mobile hospital or a mobile diagnostic clinic, as we call it, because that is now an emerging proposal sa amin. There is now a proposed vehicle that we can use that has blood analysis, complete blood and stool analysis equipment on it. All of my portable equipment are on board the vehicle, which means it becomes now a portable and a movable clinic, then it can be used for that purpose. Okay? Now, continuity. It is our presumption that in government, there is always the assumption of continuity and regularity. Diba? It does not prevent the incoming administration from continuing what we have already started, and it gives them also the liberty to innovate and improve what we are leaving to them. Kasi ako po, I'm a career officer in the government service, and my term ends on June 30 also. Because ang hindi ko alam dito sa atin, once you have reached, you are a career officer up to undersecretary level in the Philippines. But once you become a secretary or a member of the cabinet, wala na kayong protection ng civil service. So your term ends with the appointing authority with the president. Yes. So ako po ay magtatapos na rin sa June 30. So we leave it to the new administration and to the new Secretary of Labor if he decides to continue. But in all probabilities, since this is an employment generator, di ba? Itutuloy mo nila ito. Because mahirap po mag-isip kung paano kayo mag-provide ng employment. Considering that, tuloy-tuloy ho ang enrollment ng nurses natin. Of course, medyo bumababa na ng konti ngayon. It has reduced by about 18% ang recent employment natin sa nurses, no? Especially mga freshmen ngayon. Pero, ganun pa man, you still have that oversupply of nurses, and you have to think of creative ways to provide and create employment opportunities for them. Let me just explain po. Alam niyo ang common question, especially ng media, kayo ba ay nasa gobyerno, Secretary of Labor, kailan niyo ako bibigyan ng trabaho? Ang Department of Labor po does not create jobs. Maski ho sa listahan, sa menu ng functions and responsibilities of the Secretary of Labor, it does not say